Welcome everybody to the Daily High. Happy Easter. I'm sorry I missed Friday. Can't be helped. My brothers came over. It was a bit of a last hurrah before I leave the country. Tone, happy Easter, mate. How was your weekend?
Morning. Weekend was very good. Back home in Panama, it's literally like the opening scene from The Walking Dead. Easter, Good Friday, and like today, city is empty. There's not a soul in sight. Everyone goes to like their home areas, to the beach. I've never seen anything like it. Anywhere in the world, I've never seen anything like it.
What is it is it a Christian nation? Do they celebrate Easter there?
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
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 Well, it's a combination of a Christian nation, and I've never seen a country with this many holidays. I come here, I've never, like every week there's a holiday. Like it's amazing. I've never seen anything like it either anywhere in the world.
Well, let's get into it. There's plenty to talk about. You want to go first? You want to recap or you want to go?
No, why don't you? You know what? Yeah, I'll go first.
Sure, let's
Let me
do
go
it.
first.
Let's do
I
it.
haven't looked at the charts much this weekend. I'll go first. So we're approaching the half. I almost want to retire this chart because it prevents me from looking at candlesticks. But I do like to rehash a little bit. I put this chart together in the very beginning of the year, and I actually expected the halving to have taken place by now. I really thought the halving would be in March, but it is going to be in April. So I did kind of move my thing over by a month because a lot of my volatility had to do with the halving time. That one and, well, this one seems to be okay. I think I moved this one by a month. So maybe I only move this one as well. So I put this together in the beginning of the year. I did this back in like mid-January, early January or something. And I did not expect the price of Bitcoin to be this high at this point in time. I really thought that we had a chance to reach the $60,000 area earlier in the year, like last summer, and then have a more extended pullback um, down into the halving. So, but at this point in time, um, I really expected us to be sitting at a lower price. Okay. However, I do expect us to continue rising after the halving. So the fact that we are this high up actually makes me more bullish for more future upside instead of less. And that's an important takeaway. We have reached our MRI top candle, but we still have an entire week. Okay, so this is of course a data error. We should be right at the top of the prior candle. I like the fact that last candle closed at the candle's high. That gives me good hope that this week could be a very bullish week. And when I went to bed last night, and I went to bed fairly early last night because we have to do these shows, and in Panama right now it is like 7:30 in the morning. And I really expected to wake up to a higher price than at the price I went to bed at. And when I went to bed, the price was over 71,000. So I was anticipating waking up to 71 and a half, maybe even 72. But instead, I woke up to 69 and a half, and I was very, very surprised. Let's go to the lower level time frame. There's not much to say on a weekly time frame because the week is literally like 4 hours into the candle. But I've had drawn this box a while ago, and I still think we're going to get into this box. We still have a few weeks before the halving. I will talk about one more thing. We're going to talk about all scenarios here. There's three things that can happen on current candle. We drop hard, we consolidate, or we go up heavy. We go up high. So I think that the probability of us dropping hard this week is incredibly low. I give it like maybe 20% at best. Incredibly low. I would be super surprised. Now, the probability of us staying neutral, staying between 69 and 72 is pretty high. But the probability of us rising into 78,000 this week is also pretty high. not as high as consolidation. Now, if we get consolidation on current candle, that either or a big rise on current candle, or actually a big fall, because it doesn't matter. Actually, it doesn't matter what happens to this candle. Next candle is one of those no buy zones for me, because next candle will allow me to decide whether we are continuing the uptrend, like what happened after the MRI back in early November, where the MRI candle was bullish. The candle after was a no trade candle, but the candle after that gave us a green star candle that allowed me to be bullish or enter the market once again, looking for the second consecutive MRI top. Now, the second consecutive MRI top was a blow-off top. And I did exit on this top. When I go to, say, the daily chart, you'll see, or the position chart, you see me exiting right there. That was the equivalent of this MRI right here. No, I'm sorry, that might have been before that, but there was one there as well. That second consecutive, whatever it was. No, it was January, February. It was November, right? I did get out. It might have been this one. It was this one right here, the January one. The second consecutive MRI top was in January. It was. So in this case scenario, I am actually somewhat bearish on this following candle. And it's not until we get this breakout candle and the green star that followed it that I get bullish once again, like properly bullish for a crazy high. So this candle either way allows me to reconsider. But if this candle is a consolidating candle, I remain very bullish that we're going to set off another trend to a second consecutive MRI top. So whether we have a blow-off top on this candle or a consolidated candle, either way, I'm going to stay bullish with the trend here. In a selfish way, I want a blow-off top just to be right about the box. But in a more realistic way, I want a consolidated candle so that there could be a clean green star candle on the week of the halving, and then we just go up for another high trend. That was a long-winded explanation, so I'm going to keep everything else short. The allocation chart remains fully bullish. There's no moving average crossovers. The daily chart remains in full consolidation. We are price flipping left and right. So a green star candle later this week would make me bullish daily, but we're on a weekly MRI top. So it's very possible we get a green star candle even later today if we close above 71,500, like I thought we would. We can get a rally later today. It's possible. Or we delay this by 2 days and get a green star after. But we can still get a green star, an MRI top on the daily candle, on the daily chart, that would still be in line with the weekly MRI top. I was hoping it would be very, very perfect, where we start with a green star candle today, and then a few days into the candle after, into next week, we get the daily MRI top, which will only happen a few days after the weekly MRI top, and then everything aligns for a pullback from the 78 or higher price range. So that would just be cool. All right, so that's pretty much it for me. Short-term charts aren't doing anything for me. And I'm going to hand it off to Matt for a more short-term picture on what Bangbox did, because I think it was another winning trade that was posted in the Discord group for free.
Yeah, thanks, Tone. Yeah, that's right. I was going to start with the monthly and work my way down, but I'll talk about Bangbox straight away. So I'll just screen share for a second. So we have a great service over on the Discord group that'll show this. It'll show exactly like this. If you use the VIP section, and to use the VIP section, it's completely free. All you need to do is sign up for the affiliate links in the description below this video. We have 2bit and Bangbox, 2bit and come on, help me out here.
Forgot the other one.
Yeah, no, sorry. Two
I
bit
think it's
and BitGet, 2bit and yeah, you know what I'm saying. BitGet and 2bit. So if you sign up with those affiliates below, you get access to this. So we got a warning candle that came in, and then a few hours later, the parameters came in for the bull trend. It showed you the entry, the initial stop loss, the expected what we want to take profit zone, but which we didn't reach. But then we got the sell signal, And once again, it's been a profitable trade. So that's now 2 in a row since we started doing these signals in the Discord group. The first one was 8% and the second one was 4%. Not too bad at all. And especially not too bad considering we crashed about $1,500 post the sell signal. So I'm really satisfied with that. It's ticking over. And the way that I recommend using it is put a certain amount in that you want to trade with. It's all manual at the moment, but this will become a bot. But then 100% roll over every trade, every trade, every trade. So you're building your balance, you're stacking sats. It's a great way to do it. Now, so let's go into the charts and have a look what happened the way I wanted to do it. We had the highest ever monthly close. I mean, how much better? What more can you ask for? The highest ever monthly close was recorded this morning. Great. Was an MRI 6 candle coming into MRI 7. There's room to grow. Now we did, as I drop down the charts. That's the monthly time frame, mind you. So we started a new month, even better. Man, I feel out of whack on this thing. We've missed a 3-day weekend, but I got to get my stride back together. As Tone mentioned, we've got the MRI top coming in on the weekly candles. I was in trades throughout the weekend. I put probably 3 trades on, nothing much to speak of. They all made profits, but including the bang box trade, but they were small, so less than. I don't want to mention like a trade that's under 0.1 Bitcoin in return, but they were all in that vicinity between 0.02 and 0.1 in that zone there. Nothing much to speak of. But I did this morning. I was really, really happy when the candle opened and we had a bit of a flash crash, to be honest, in this day here. So I entered another trade right here from the blue line at 69,250. That's a $500,000 trade. And because I had a really, really good stop loss. And I really liked that we came back down and tested the previous weekly higher close within the first few hours of this candle. So I was hoping for a better response off that. Throughout the day, it has sort of trended sideways, up and down. It actually did come back at one point and touch exactly on my entry point, which you'll see on the 4-hour time frame as I go through. But I think throughout this week, we could certainly, and remember the candle opened here, so this is all red in reality when the data error recovers. But I think that we could come back up throughout this week and see what happens. I've still got my initial stop loss in at 68,699. Sorry, 68,966. So I haven't adjusted that yet, but it's a profitable trade so far. We'll see. I'm sick of getting these 0.1 Bitcoin trades. I want to see something more substantial, but I think this is the week for it. Once again, we're on the daily time frame now. This was really cool. When the candle, we had a really, really good, really strong daily candle close. And then we had that instant reaction in the first 12 hours of the day. I got a really good buy and I got a stop loss in place. It's the same thing I've shown you on the weekly. I'm really hoping that this recovers throughout the day. And we finish really strong. Once again, weekly looks really, really good for me. There's nothing to worry about whatsoever in this trade right now. But I've got that defined stop loss. I'm happy to retain that stop loss. We're at that point in the market where coming up to the halving, all the expectation, everything that's going on, and we're right at the tops, we're at all-time highs, we're going to get a lot of volatility. And if your mindset and bias is still bullish, which mine's absolutely is still completely macro bullish, catching these really great flash crashes is a really, really good strategy, as long as you find a good stop loss to go in place with it in the money management. We'll go to the 4-hour time frame, and I'll just click through this as well. We didn't get anywhere near the green wave, which if I do get stopped out of this trade, I'll be looking again to get re-enter back inside the green wave on the 4-hour time frame, the same way we did back here, the same way we did back here. I slightly missed those, but I responded off those entries. But so just to reiterate, if we break my stop loss here, I will just be then re-upping, looking for a buy in here in the green wave. And that might happen throughout the week. I'm not sure. I'd love to see it come back up and not need to do that. 1-hour time frame, the 1 hour was really, really good on alphanumerics. That's what I took the buy off. We got a green diamond inside the green wave on a 1-hour time frame, which is what I was looking for. on the hourly time frame, and yeah, we had a good response since. But we did actually come back down and get exactly back to my entry throughout the on one of these hours, 3 hours later, where we've recovered since. Again, it's not a safe trade yet. In fact, because I use 5x leverage and because I'm in such a large position, if we do start to come back up and we start to look like, I'll go back to the 4 hour so you can see it really clearly.
Oh wait,
But if we,
before you go to the 4 hour,
yep,
that's a beautiful go back.
what hour? Sorry, mate. Yep, 1 second. Yep.
A beautiful MRI 1 hour buy at that 12 hour mark.
Where we got to about here, or when we
12 hours before that.
oh
Well, but for the
oh
prior
back here,
12 hours.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right
that
there.
that yeah
Yeah.
that was a really good one. That was a really good one.
Very,
Uh,
very nice. And do you have any like explanation for that crash? Did an exchange go down? Was there news? Was there because I was asleep. That was in the middle of my night.
Yep.
So well, when I was going to bed, it was still like 70,800. It was before the red star candle. I was already in bed on that 1 hour chart.
Right.
And it was right near the top. We were at 71. Do you have is there any consensus on the reason for that? It wasn't even that bad. And if you look at the 1 day chart, I mean, it's not a big deal, but it was just so surprising. And at that time of day, is there any consensus on the explanation as to why?
It will shock you how little I look into the fundamentals. It'll make your head spin. I didn't even go to the phone to Twitter to check why it did it. I simply took it as, well, the market rallied into its close. And then when we came back down, and you can see it really, really clearly on the weekly time frame, that it's actually quite normal that we had a rally into the market to the weekly, monthly candle close, and then we had an initial reaction off it, which came back down and got very, very, very near to its previous weekly high close. So for me, that was a really good entry. I didn't even stop to think to look into it. So I apologize. This is not a fundamental show. No, don't know. But I saw a few with that 1 hour green diamond inside the green wave, coming back to that previous weekly high candle close. There was enough for me to take a punt on it, but I've got a pretty measured stop loss in place. Now, finally, we go to the 15-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame to show Bangbox what it looked like on the charts as it came up. I'll just turn alpha off for a second, and I'll turn the MRI off. This is really cool. So this is how it looked on my end when we entered the trade. We got a really good signal, and then it wasn't anything. Why I'm so proud of this trade over the weekend is because the market didn't do shit over the weekend. It didn't do anything. We got so many. These don't get flashed in the group anymore. They're just on my end to see. So many warnings, and then just nothing. And then we finally got the warning that flashed in the group, and then we got the buy signal. We had an initial stop loss. The stop loss trailed it up. We didn't reach our target, which would have been a 20% trade, but we got out of the trade as a profitable trade. And then the market did this afterwards. Fantastic, right? It's fantastic. It's money for jam. And so now when if we make our way back up, get above the pink line, we can reset and do it again. We do it again. We'll do 5 to 10 of these a week. And just keep going with them. Same thing as here. These are the first two signals we've had in the group. There's definitely going to be losers. It's not 100%, believe me. But there's a limited losses in place, even from when you initially enter of 1%. And if you're using 10x leverage, 10% initial. But then it'll immediately, as the price moves up, it starts to trail into profit. Can't go wrong. So we've had two really good trades since we started, and it's going to kick off that one of them does really, really well. So the downside is limited, the upside is exponential, and it's a really safe way to trade. Can't wait till it's botted. So to use that, once again, the Discord group and the best thing about it, Tone, is that so many people were taking the trade, and that the community was really firing on all cylinders once the trade was initiated. When the warning signal came in, we must have had 30, 40 people all talking about it in real time, and then going through the trade. Oh, I got in, I added leverage, I added this, and then it was really firing. So that's it for today.
Awesome.
I'm fully locked and loaded. I can't wait to see what happens. I hope we get up higher and we get another bang box signal, and I hope that I caught the bottom of that dip, so we'll see. But be careful in these times. Tone, anything to say, mate?
Yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else. I can very briefly glance at the where financial markets closed. Traditional markets, we have oil closing at a yearly high. Well, maybe not a yearly high on is it a yearly high? No, not
Close.
a yearly high, like a 6-month high on oil. That is significant. That's gonna have some that's gonna raise the inflation numbers coming up. We have gold closing at a significant new high. That was actually a crazy move for gold last week. Didn't really keep an eye on that. So on a weekly scale, gold's going up, and gold's been very correlated with Bitcoin. So my target on gold is 3,000. We are certainly on our way there. S&P closed at a brand new all-time high, and I remain very bullish on the S&P. We are now working on our third consecutive MRI top. That would be sweet. If we do get a third consecutive MRI top on the S&P, I will be looking for a significant pullback. The daily S&P is giving us a green star candle, so we are well on our way for a third consecutive MRI top. This is a Bitcoin dominance chart. We were talking about it at some point. I am very bullish on Bitcoin dominance. I've been bullish on the Bitcoin dominance chart. So I don't expect much out of the shitcoin world, and Ethereum is in trouble. The Ethereum chart is looking like it's ready to go down. I'm just going to leave it there. I think the show has already been on for almost 30 minutes, and we are trying to keep these to 30 minutes or less. So close us out, Matt.
Yeah, thanks, Tone. Thanks for joining me tonight. Thank you, everybody. I was all a mess tonight with a 3-day weekend, trying to get it back, the engine pumping again. But it's going to be a great week. This MRI top is going to be significant. Win, lose, or draw, it's going to be significant. So I'm expecting high volatility. We are so close to the halving. I just can't wait. If you want to participate, use it. The links in the description below, affiliate links. Why not join in the party? Tone, we'll see you tomorrow.
And
Go ahead, mate.
speaking of having, I will be going to El Salvador on Wednesday, and I will be spending the rest of the week in El Salvador partying for the upcoming halving.
Fantastic, mate. Can't wait.